Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by unbeaten heavyweight Sol Dacres. Sol, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. Very good yourself.
I'm very good, thank you. Big fight back, Magnificent 7.
Yeah.
Not been with Frank Warren for long, and you're already right in the middle of a big fight. Both from the same stable promotionally. How do you feel?
I feel good, man. That's why I came to Queensbury for, is to get myself in the mix and start taking these names out.
Are you surprised it's come so soon though, against someone highly rated?
Not really, because I signed with Frank. I knew I'd have one fight, and I was really looking to go for the British title then. So that was my real goal, was to go for the British title next. So I'm there or thereabouts, getting there now.
And David Adeleye, of course, coming off that defeat to Fabio Wardley, is there any surprise on your part that he's chosen to go straight back in a tough challenge?
I don't think he would have really chosen it. I think the fight's probably been put to him by his team or the management and Warren, and probably said, this is the fight now.
Sink or swim.
Make or break. So, sink or swim time. So, I don't know what's going on with their team, but I imagine that's just been put to them, from his management and Warren and everything like that, to just get it on.
And do you know David much? Have you sparred before?
Not really. No, I haven't sparred. It's one of the few ones I haven't really sparred, to be honest. I don't really know him too well. I've seen him here or there. So I don't really know him.
What did you make of his fight with Wardley?
Yeah, the performance. I didn't think it was a great performance from him. I don't think it didn't look good at all, to be honest. And Wardley done what he had to do in there. I was there at the fight, obviously, because I was there sparring with Tyson for the week. So I was there at the fight and I watched it, and I wouldn't say I was really surprised with how it went, but there was nothing to write home about.
And on Wardley's side, do you think it kind of underlined that he's beyond domestic level now?
Maybe, but I don't. Yeah, he has to still test himself against like people like myself. I think I'm coming up. I want that British title fight as well. I think it's also like Fraser Clark in the mix. That is still domestic level. That he still really hasn't. Well, you need the opponents to beat, and I don't. No fault of his own. I think Adelaide's his only real domestic rival, undefeated at the time, that he's had. But obviously, with the amount of fights he's had, he'll want to kick on to something more, or get the British. But there are guys still here at domestic level that want that dust up. You know what I mean?
And you mentioned there about sparring Tyson Fury, not for the first time, of course, but that was for the Ngannou fight.
Yeah.
Was it your fault that he didn't fight as well as we expected? What did you do to him?
Maybe I took too much out of him, man. No. I was just as surprised as everyone watching the fight of the performance, because I literally sparred him on the Sunday before the fight, and he sparred me. I'd done 3 rounds with him. Joe Parker done 3 rounds with him, and we had a good spar, and he was looking very sharp, and he was sharp because I've sparred him. I know when he's not as sharp at the start camp, and at the end I thought he's fight ready here. He was sharp. We sparred Joe Parker. Joe Parker had a great performance on that night, and he was looking very sharp.
It worked for him.
Yeah, it worked for him, and he was looking very sharp, Tyson, in there with me and Parker. So when it comes to fighting, I don't really know what happened.
Can it be like that sometimes though?
Yeah.
Have you had camps where you feel super sharp and then you get in there and it's a bit flat?
Yeah, potentially it can happen. I think maybe the occasion, maybe not the occasion got to him. He's very experienced, but the way things were running, I think he was doing a lot of media duties and stuff late nights, the couple of nights before the fight. I think, we weren't getting back till 3 a.m. in the morning, which is no time to be, the week of a fight. You need to be getting your rest. And then, like, the fight itself, I think it was scheduled for 1 o'clock or something. I think it came out nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. Things like that. It's late to be boxing, little things. And obviously, Ngannou was probably a bit stronger than he thought when he clipped him.
Yeah, well, there is that.
Yeah.
As a unbeaten heavyweight, how exciting is it for you to see these heavyweight stacked cards out in Riyadh season Saudi?
Yeah, man, it seems to be where the money is, and everyone wants to get on these cards now because, apparently the Saudis are paying big dollars, to get on the bill. So, me being unbeaten, I want to keep it that way and put myself in the position where I can, have these big fights, make some serious money and put myself, to the next level.
And the next big one out there is obviously February the 17th, very close now, Fury and Usyk.
Yeah.
You may be a bit biased because you've spent a lot of time with Fury, but how do you see that going? Do you think he can rebound from that performance against Ngannou?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have no bias in terms of how the fight goes. I thought before anyway, I thought Fury would, he would. I think he could get the better of Usyk. I think it's up to Usyk to try and beat Fury, as opposed to Fury trying to. The way it sounds, you know what I mean. Usyk has to really go above and beyond to try and overcome Tyson Fury. I think he's got. You don't just rely on power Fury. He's got skills. He's got speed. He's got stamina, which are all Usyk's best assets, and I think he can match them. And then he's got the size advantage, which just puts him there, I think. So it'll be a very good fight, interesting to see. I think he'll gamble with his shots more than he did with Ngannou because of the power factor. I think he was a bit, with Ngannou, he got hit with one shot and thought, this guy can just punch. I can't risk it for the rest of the fight. I think he'll let his hands go with Usyk. He'll take a few more risks. And I think it'll probably be a much better fight than people think.
Now, Tyson's dad, Big John Fury, in a couple of recent interviews with me actually, was criticising the training camp, said that Fury hadn't been prepared properly conditioning wise and so on. Any evidence of that from when you were there?
No, to be honest, I don't. John wasn't really in the camp. He was there in Saudi. Maybe he's not happy with what he's seen in Saudi, but that's 2 weeks before the fight and the week of the fight. You're not really training the week of the fight anyway. So it's all good saying in hindsight. But I was in the camp for 5 weeks. We're sparring hard. He's doing 12, 15 round sessions. I've been in previous camps and he's training just as hard as other camps, training for a 12-round fight. So, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really more on him than anything. I thought the training camp was preparing for a 12-round fight.
And talking of the big Riyadh fights, we've got Joshua now going up against Ngannou, probably trying to better Fury's result.
Yeah.
And Turki Al-Sheikh said the winner of that will fight for undisputed against the winner of Fury and Usyk.
Yeah.
What do you make of that Joshua and Ngannou fight?
Yeah, if it wasn't for the Fury and Ngannou fight, Ngannou was kind of in it, and it was a bit closer than people thought. It would have been written off. It would have been another gimmick of, an MMA, UFC fighter. But, he seems to have another bite at the cherry, Ngannou, to make some big money. And got in there with a big fight. It's still yet to be seen if I don't know how he'll do with Joshua. I don't know. The last one I commented on, I thought Fury would wipe him out and he didn't. So I can't even say what's going to happen in this one. I don't know. Joshua should, on all accounts, do the job convincingly. But who knows with Ngannou, he might catch him with something. But before the Fury fight, I would have said he had no chance. You know what I mean?
So Lennox Lewis made some comments saying to Eddie Hearn basically that AJ shouldn't earn an undisputed fight off the back of beating Ngannou. He felt that the winner of Zhilei Zhang and Joseph Parker was more deserving of that shot. What's your take on that?
I agree with that. I don't think that fight warrants an undisputed shot at all. There's guys that have worked hard to put themselves in number one positions and mandatory positions.
You got Hrgovic, for example.
You got Hrgovic, I say
Zhang,
Parker. You've got guys that are working up the rankings, and they deserve their shots with the mandatories. Obviously, Joshua's got the name, which is what they want to put on the big shows in Saudi and that. But in all fairness, it should be the guys that are, in those number one positions and fighting, proper fights for the world titles.
And as I alluded to earlier, you've not long joined Queensberry and they've already got you on that kind of path where you want to be. How impressed have you been by how it's gone so far?
Yeah, all good. I mean, we knew that now Frank's got the heavyweight division, he's got a lot of it, in his grasp.
On lock,
yeah,
as they say, as the kids say.
He's got it on lock, yeah, literally. So it's what I came over. That's what I came over. I'm not here to mess around and, wait years to fight someone decent. I said, yeah, get me straight in. And, I'm straight in with title fights. Already had the English title. Defended that on short notice, and then just get me straight out and show what I can really do.
And what's the path for you? I'm sure you've had those discussions. All goes well on the Magnificent Seven show against Adeleye. Where do you go from there? What's the route?
Yeah, British title. That's what it is. I said if it weren't next, I want it to be the one after. Still the same thing. I want a British title this year, and I want that. After my next fight, get the win, then get up to the British title.
Is that just because it's the best way to get where you want to go, or have you been someone who's grown up as a boxing fan and want to go the traditional route?
Well, both are just you can't bypass. Who's going to look up an opportunity for a British title and bypass that when I believe I can definitely win it, and it's a great prestigious title. You want to bank these titles on your way up. You never know how things work with the world titles. You might not be in a position for a couple of years. You might be in the number one position, not get a shot. You know, and if you've swerved these and you've not got any titles along the way, you wanna build your caliber. You know, I'm English champion. I want to be a British champion, a world champion. I want all these titles. That's what I'm in boxing for.
And you said who would turn down a shot at a British title. It's funny you should mention that because the answer, I guess, is Fraser Clark's team. Because they turned down the shot against Fabio Wardley. And I say his team because I don't think it was him personally. What did you make of that decision? And also, if Fabio were to vacate, do you think it will be Fraser Clark nominated to fight you for the British?
Probably. You know, I don't know what was going through their heads when they declined the fight. You know, within their own team, maybe they felt like, you know, we need a couple more fights or whatever. But all I can say is what's happening now, and you know, we'll see what happens with the British title next. But he could still be in with a shot with it. But the next couple of fights, I'm definitely in with a shot with it.
And if he doesn't vacate, I'm assuming you well fancy your chances against Wardley.
100%. That's, you know, I would wish I was here talking with you about me versus Wardley next. That's what I really wanted. But I'm just on to whatever fight I've got next and focus on that.
Great stuff. And before I let you go, just tell people out there they can find you on the different social media platforms. They can find out a bit more about you.
Yeah, Solomon Dacres, you know, Instagram, Twitter or X. I don't really use that too much, but I'm on there. TikTok, I'm on there. I don't use it as much. You know, just all the social medias. My name, Solomon Dacres. Just, you know, follow and support the journey. You'll see me, you know, with Queensbury now on the TNT shows, and just going all the way to the top.
Great stuff. Really, really appreciate your time. And best of luck next month.
Thank you very much. Nice.
Month after.
Yeah.